This is an enormous problem that's been going on for some time. It's a problem we inherited that we did not create. A contract that was signed for the current Anchorage LIO, everyone has a better idea, and that's why we've done nothing for 13 years in Ledge Council. Everyone has a better idea of what we might do, and none of them have really turned out. Where we are right now is we have a building that costs us about $4 million a year. The problem with that building is that we can't buy it and we can't lease it. And really we've reached the point the only thing we can do is litigate it. The reason we can't buy it is that the governor has indicated that he would veto a purchase price of $32.5. Whether the legislature has the ability to override that veto is questionable in my mind, but I don't think it's really possible for us to purchase the current LIO in downtown Anchorage. The second issue is, can we lease it? Well, we have a contract. We have a contract that in the end costs about $4 million, but the reality is that a Superior Court judge, state of Alaska, has declared that that contract is void, that contract is illegal. Now, entering into all of this, of course, is then the final analysis that we will probably have to litigate it, and that's probably true. Can't tell you what that's going to cost. Litigation is always expensive, but we can't avoid it as a state. Now, another issue that's arisen lately is a letter from the bank that financed the building, Everbank, and they have said that they will sue us as well. You need to understand that both the contract we had with the owner of the building as well as the contract we had with the Everbank, both have this clause that say if we don't put it in the budget, the contract is invalid, it's void, and it goes away. So we can't buy it, we can't lease it, and we're sort of stuck as we always have been in my experience. I think I've been on the Ledge Council for 13 years. That's always been the case. Is there a better deal out there? Well, I'm not sure. We've looked at the Wells Fargo Bank building. It makes a lot of sense. It's convenient. It's on two major streets. It is in Spenard. I've heard the city, the Anchorage Assembly has said we should not be in Spenard. We should be downtown. Yet I think it's pretty fascinating that the Anchorage Assembly meets in Spenard area. They don't meet downtown either. So you have to look at the costs here of staying in the building we're in, $4 million a year, over $6 a square foot, of moving to the Atwood, which is about $1.57 a square foot, and finally of this building, which has an enormous advantage, the Wells Fargo Bank, in that we will be leasing out one floor, another portion of a floor, so the costs eventually turn out to be about 57 cents a square foot. It's move-in ready. If we go to the Atwood, we're going to have to spend $3.5 million in tenant improvements. It's going to take time. We're going to have to find a space in between the current LIO and the Atwood to move into. We're going to have to move twice. It's an expensive matter. And you have to realize also that if we do not take that space in the Atwood, it will be utilized by other state agencies. I've visited various agencies in Anchorage, like the Environmental Conservation, Department of Environmental Conservation. They have a whole building on Cordova Street. There are other buildings around town that we have leased for various agencies. All of the governor's agencies should be in the Atwood together. There's also the issue that we've often talked about is, should there be a separation between the three bodies, the judiciary, the administration, and the legislature? And in general, we've tried to keep that. That's not true in our current capital. We have a floor that's dedicated to the governor. But there's no reason why we have to be in the same building as the administration, and no reason why the judiciary should have to be in the same building. The Anchorage property tax, interesting issue to bring up. And of course, if we purchase a building in Midtown, we would not be paying property tax to Anchorage. But of course, if we purchase the current building downtown, we would also not be paying property tax to the city of Anchorage as well. So anyway, Mr. President, I hope I've not confuse things too much, I think the best deal that we have going for us is to purchase the Wells Fargo building. In the end, it's a lot cheaper at 57 cents a square foot compared to all of the other options that are available to us. Thank you, Mr. President.